Dear Nintendo, I have a request regarding the Nintendo Switch. So, you finally revealed to the world the console previously known as the NX, now known as the Nintendo Switch. It was just a 3 minutes and 37 seconds trailer, but it was very good. It was clear, comprehensible, understandable, everything that the Wii U's reveal wasn't. For that, allow me to congratulate you, Nintendo, because that was some top-notch marketing. Regarding the console concept, I find it very interesting. I think I understand the logic behind it. Since portable video game console sales are on the decline, and both the kids market and the casual crowd that bought the Wii now plays games mostly on smartphones, and the high-spec home console market became a war between Sony and Microsoft for consumers that will eventually buy a PC, it makes a lot of sense to try to find once again a blue ocean filled with young adults that really like long open-world adventures on the go, local multiplayer games, rooftop parties, and esports. I am, personally, very excited with the Switch, not only because of the great games in its future like Zelda, Mario and Splatoon, but also because it fits well within my gaming habits. I mostly play single-player games on my 3DS and multiplayer games on my home consoles. Also, since I no longer commute by public transportation, I've been playing my 3DS more and more at home, and I like its portability inside the house. And whenever I go to visit my folks, I take my Wii U with me so we can play Smash Bros. And Game & Wario, so a console that can be easily transported would be great for me. I do have some worries about the Switch though. Its battery, price, internal storage, durability and region-freeness are the major ones, and I've seen many echo those worries. I believe you already have answers for these issues, and I hope they are satisfactory for us, the consumers. However, there is one thing that I've been thinking about since the Switch's reveal and that I believe would add value to the console, and thus I can finally present to you my request for the Nintendo Switch. Unlocked docks. I want to be able to slide my Switch console on any dock to play games on any television. Complementing that, you could sell extra docks without the console. What would be the point of that, you ask? Well, I have 3 examples of situations where this would be useful, 2 of them directly related to me and the other one not so much, but I think they are all relevant. The first one is related to something I said before, that I take my Wii U to my folks' home to play with my family. That means that I have to pack the console, the gamepad, the external hard drive with the games and the respective power cords. That's a lot. But you might have noticed some things missing. The sensor bar, the HDMI cable, the USB cable for the hard drive, and some extra controllers. I don't have to carry those because there are spare ones there. The sensor bar and the controllers from their old Wii, and extra cables I bought for cheap. The less I have to carry around, the better. Which brings me back to the Switch, a home console that's also a portable. Great for my situation. But if I have to carry the entire package, meaning the console, the dock and all the cables, it is no longer as portable as I wish. If you offer unlocked docks for sale, it would solve my problem, as I could just leave the extra one and all the cables with my folks and all I need to carry would be the console, the part that's actually made to be portable. And I can think of another similar situation. People who have more than one TV and want to continue playing a game from one to another. They would probably buy one of those extra docks to make it possible. The second situation relates to games bought digitally. Personally, I prefer it over physical media. It's more convenient to buy and to store. However, it has a disadvantage. It's harder for me to take digital games to other places. I have to take my console and my external hard drive with me, even if the person I'm visiting has the same console. In the distant past, I could just take the cartridge or just the disc and a memory card to play on any compatible console. Unlocked docks would solve this. I could just slip my Switch on any dock and then play on a TV whatever digitally bought game I have in a simple and convenient process. The third and last situation is something that I'm not too familiar with, but that I think you, dear Nintendo, care about. Esports. I mean, they were even part of the Switch reveal trailer and everything. I don't have the foggiest idea of how esports championships are organized, but I think unlocked docks would be helpful. Players could carry around whatever customization they have on their Switch console and then quickly jump into a match by simply sliding it in a dock. And, in the case of small tourneys, unlocked docks could facilitate participants to lend their docks to the organizers since they could leave it on a TV while carrying their Switch to each match. These are my examples of how unlocked docks would be good for the consumer. But the question you're probably asking yourself, dear Nintendo, is how this would be good for you, right? After all, one could argue that by selling unlocked docks you're losing potential Switch sales and profiting less. But I disagree. I think that they would complement Switch sales as an useful accessory for a small but not insignificant portion of your market. These consumers won't buy a second Switch, but they would buy a second dock to facilitate their lives. This would also help to highlight even more the perception of portability of the Switch, even for people who won't ever use this feature. And, as I think you learned from the past, the public perception of a product is crucial for its success. So please, just give it some thought, okay? Yours sincerely, the Pistolarian Gamer.